up, guys? Welcome back. It's your girl Jazz, and as promised, we've got the pros versus the beans, or live, whichever one you prefer. I prefer to say beans because, especially considering the fact that they kind of are shaped like little beans. To start off, they're both Samsung. They're both Galaxy versions. The most recent are the pros, and the live is a previous version of Samsung's Buds. Total of 4 different versions of Buds from Samsung. There's the Samsung Buds, which I believe I reviewed way back whenever the Buds were kind of a new booming thing. Don't know where they are. Probably lost them. I promise I lose Buds like crazy. And then we have Samsung Plus, which is the second version. And then of course now we have the beans followed by the pros. I'll also be doing a 3-way comparison between the 3 Buds and a comparison between the pros and the plus. Make sure that you subscribe to get all the information regarding the Samsung Buds. Now to start out, we're going to start out with cost, because at the end of the day, if you don't have that kind of money, what's the point? So right now, Samsung Pros are running about $200, give or take. It's estimated because they do have trade-in value. So if you do have maybe the Live or the Plus and you want to trade them, you can get up to between $20 to $50 discount on them, and maybe a little bit cheaper. You can get them up to $150 depending on what you have to offer. Now, as far as the Lives go, they run $180, but they do have a trade-in value for $20. When you go to the Samsung website, they do have a drop down of what you would like to trade in and the value that you would get behind it, regardless of you want to upgrade to the pros or the beans. Up to you. Now, a couple of things. They have very, very, very similar cases. One's the pros matte finish, and the Live have the shiny finish to it. They both have active noise canceling, which is great to be able to adjust the active noise canceling, to be specific, with the Galaxy Wearable app. There are actually quite a bit of updates on the Buds. Literally right before the video, I did an update between all 3 of the earbuds on my phone. Even if you just bought them last week, I would double check to make sure that there's not an update. And even before that, when I first got the Buds, maybe a month ago, I'd say, there was an update on the Buds as well. There's a significant amount of updates. I'm not exactly sure what was changed on the update. It does not give me a listing on that. So maybe there were small little bugs, or maybe the Buds had a delay in it. I'm not sure what the updates were, but there were some updates. I've seen it listed on the specs for the pros that you can do a single touch with the noise canceling. However, it's not necessarily 100% accurate. And I say that with a disclaimer because with both of the earbuds, you can customize your touch gestures and you can actually block them. So say if you have your playlist set of what songs you want to listen to and you have it on the right volume and you just want to work and focus, which I've done numerous times with the touches, especially with the pros. I've noticed, just leaning on my hand on my ear, or, just shrugging your shoulders or something like that, you can easily change your songs, hang up on somebody if you're on a call, or change maybe adjusting and everything like that. So you can just turn off the touch block. So that way, no matter how hard or how many times you're, maybe you're really sweaty at a gym or something like that, and your Bud's not staying in right. I've had that issue a few times with certain earbuds. The pros seem to have that a little bit. I can't seem to, no matter what tip I use, it doesn't seem like it stays 100% properly, especially when I'm in the gym. If I'm wearing it, around the house or, doing something like that, I don't seem to have that issue. So you can block the touches so you don't have any gesturing to it. If you are adjusting your earbuds, you can turn the touch sensor off so you don't have to worry about changing songs or hanging up or anything like that. So that's an advantage, but also with both of the earbuds, you can change what gestures you use. It's advertised on the pros that you can do the noise canceling, which is a single touch. Like I said, semi-true, because if you want to have one earbud change the volume down and the other one turn the volume up, that's what it'll do versus the noise canceling. As I mentioned, both of them do have active noise canceling. However, the pros have gone up a step, so you can have either high noise canceling or low noise canceling, so you can still hear some things, but it's not 100% blocked out. And if you like to sing along to your songs, regardless of where you're at, verbally, not just mouth them, and you're like me, they do have where there's a voice detection. So if someone's speaking to you or you're speaking to somebody, the noise canceling automatically just shuts off, so that way you can hear without touching it or anything like that. The downside, if you are like me and you like to sing to your songs, make sure that it's off, because otherwise you will not be able to hear much with it. Can be very frustrating. But if you are in the middle of a conversation and they stop talking, you stop talking, within 10 seconds, your active noise canceling will be turned on again. So that's an advantage if you are maybe at work or something like that, where you still need to have somewhat aware of your surroundings, but you can still, have that noise canceling on. So that's an advantage, and that's something I would definitely use all the time at work if I was still in the office. Fortunately, I'm stuck at home 24/7. I've been grounded probably for everything that I've done growing up that I never got busted for. They both use the AKG technology, which I believe Samsung owns now. So they're going to be on the majority of their products, if not all. So like I said, they both have it. They're all sound, and it even says on the front of the case that it is sounded by AKG. They both have an air vent on them in different locations to kind of help alleviate any of the pressure that you have from wearing earbuds in general. I know whenever I put in, try out a new earbud in general, I kind of have what I like to call the adjustment period, where you're wearing them, you're going to have a little bit of an ache in your ear. And for the most part, unfortunately, I do. Fortunately, it's not always on the same earbud, because I've been testing them out, switching out earbuds to compare them between the pros. And it didn't take too much time for my ears to adjust to the pros. The beans, it took an adjustment period as far as the way it sits in your ear, not necessarily adjusting to the way your ear is shaped. So it seems like it's more ergonomical for your ear. It's kind of made the way your ear is, so to speak. So you have that little, I guess, the curvature of your ear as you're sitting it in your ear. It kind of has that same curvature as your ear. One of the great things that the Pro has upgraded on the earbuds is the fact that it is now significantly more water resistant or waterproof. They never say that it's waterproof, because depending on how long and how deep they're submerged underwater, can obviously, mess them up. They can be, I guess, dunked or sit in water up to 3 feet for up to 30 minutes. Now, anything longer or deeper than that, you are risking damage. So if it's a heavy rainstorm, you're safer with the Pros versus the Lives. What they call air vents on the buds, so that way you don't have as much pressure in your ears, so you won't have as much of a hard time dealing with the pressure, and it also helps balance out the frequency between the two, or between the, listening to. One of the great things is that if you are a Samsung user versus an Apple user, I jokingly throw shade. There's no ill will or anything like that towards Apple people. I'm a Samsung person, so I jokingly throw shade, just as they more than likely do me and say that Apple's better. We all know that Samsung is. One of the great things is, as soon as you open up the case, regardless of whether it's the Pros or the Beans, is the fact that it will automatically connect to your Samsung device, or ask you if you want to connect it. You don't have to worry about downloading anything. You're more than likely, you're going to have the Galaxy wearable on your phone already, the app, so it makes it that much easier to connect to your device. They both do support Bixby, and once again, you can change the touch controls and have Bixby as one of the gestures on the phone, whether it's, a single tap or, the noise canceling, volume, changing the songs, whatever the case may be. You can do all that through the app. And those legitimately work. I've done it before. Another thing about these, as you can tell, I got them both in black, but that's not the only color they come in. Fortunately, unlike Apple people, they like to stick with one single color. Pros come in 3 different colors, which is going to be the Phantom Black, as you can see here. Have Phantom Silver and Phantom Violet, which you can see here, so you can get an idea of what they look like. I think the violet, if I recall correctly, looked really, really pretty. Beans come in a little bit more of a variety of color. So they come in 5 different colors, which is going to be the Mystic Black, as you see here. Mystic Bronze, Mystic Red, Mystic White, and Mystic Blue. So you can see the other variety of colors right here to get an idea of what's available. Battery life, because to me, that's the second, one of the top 3 things that I care about when it comes to my buds. First is going to be the cost, because if I can't afford it, it really doesn't matter. Second is sound, because if they sound like crap, then I don't even want to listen to it. And third is going to be the battery life, because if it can't last me at least a good workout or the majority of my work day, I don't want to sit here and constantly switching out my earbuds. Unless I have 2 pairs, but if it costs too much, then of course there's no way in the world I'm going to have 2 pairs of them. Or I could just switch back and forth between galaxies. That's always an option. So as far as the battery life, when I searched for the Samsung specs, it said it ranges anywhere between 4 hours up to 28 hours. And I'm just like, what in the world? What makes the difference? How do you get 4 hours versus 28? And the simple answer is one of 2 things. One, are you referencing a single charge? So if I charge it overnight and I have a full battery, how long is it going to last? Whether I'm listening to music or streaming, those 2 make a difference, as well as if I have noise canceling on. So talking and noise canceling both is going to give you the shortest period of time of 4 hours on one single charge. However, if you after you're done, say you have a 4-hour conversation with somebody, once you're done, you put them back in your case and you can recharge them without actually having to plug them in or even using your phone. That's one of the great advantages about the new earbuds. So let's say that you have almost 90% of charge on your phone, you have 0 charge on your earbuds. You can actually use your Galaxy 20, if not higher, and use that to charge your earbuds. Why are you moving? That's interesting. You have to set it up on your phone. I have not done that yet, to where you just set your earbuds case on your phone and it'll automatically start charging. I have not set that up yet, so it's more of a wireless charging setup that your phone is now able to use. Pretty much just all you're gonna do is put your case with your buds in it on your top of your phone, and you got a charger right there. Now, hopefully your phone isn't dead like mine is 90% of the time, because I'm playing games on it. I mean, researching. All research. Because we know I don't have any friends. So pretty much that's all you're going to have to do. You will have to set it up. I have not personally done that yet because I'm always home and always near a charger. So I really don't have any usage for it right now. But once the world opens up, I'm ungrounded. I might need to set that up. Without noise canceling, you're talking and you have your case to recharge. You have a total of 17.5 hours, and that's strictly just talking. Now, if you're like me and you're more of a listener, either with, or I would say more of a streamer. So it doesn't matter if you're watching TV or watching your shows on Hulu, Netflix, whatever, or just listening to music, you have a significantly good life on your batteries. You're gonna have an 8-hour battery life on a single charge. Or the case and the buds, you have anywhere between 5 hours to 28 hours, depending on how you use it and how often you charge it as well. Now for the live, a total anywhere between 5.5 hours, 29. So you have a slightly longer battery life, but not by much, especially if you do a combination of both talking and streaming. So on a single charge, just strictly talking, you have a 5.5 hour on a single charge, up to 19 hours with the case. Now, as far as streaming goes, you have an 8-hour on a single charge, up to 29 hours. So it just depends on how you use it. Now, as far as the sound goes, surprisingly enough, can you guys guess which one I like more? The newer ones, which is the Pros, or the Lives? Can you guess? Surprisingly enough, I like the cheaper version. And just by looking at them, and I'm actually going to do a close-up so you guys can see it here. Based off the shape and the style, you would actually think that the Pros sounded better, but no, the Lives. Now, I take that back. It doesn't sound better, but you have more of an immersive experience using the Live versus the Pros. If you have a choice and you're debating on which one you go, me personally, for multiple reasons, price point, battery life, and the way it sounds, surprisingly enough, the Beans actually win versus the Pros. So you get a longer battery life, and you will have a slight, especially if you have smaller ears, you will have a slight adjustment period, but not compared to the Pros. The Pros, I still have, I would think that no matter which tip size I use, it doesn't seem to stay put. And as I mentioned, you know, with the sensitivity of the touch, I've stopped my music numerous times to readjust it. I've used all the small, medium, and large tips to see if maybe that's the reason why it's not staying properly. But as I work out, it seems like it gets a little bit loose, and I had to readjust it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or if my ears are just that small where it's not fitting, but the live sits better in my ear personally, and it has more of an immersive sound. A lot of the same features, but this one wins. And they're cheaper, which is always an added bonus for me. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them. I'll also be doing, as I mentioned before, I would also be doing a comparison between the Pros versus the Plus, as well as a three-way comparison between the Pros, the Plus, and the Live. And also, additionally, I'm gonna do Pro versus Pro and do Samsung Pro versus Apple Pro. So make sure that you subscribe. If you have any questions, please drop them below. Love hearing from you guys. In the meantime, stay tuned and stay jazzy. Thanks for watching, guys.